What's happening, Disney fans? I am Dial here with a trailer review. We finally got an official trailer for the live action remake of Lilo and Stitch. Now, if you guys have been following my channel, you guys already know how I feel about the Disney live action remakes. I haven't been a fan of the majority of them. I think it's really a waste of time, to be honest. It's just a blatant cash grab when it comes to Disney, and it's like I already feel over the past few years they have been almost creatively bankrupt when it comes to their films and shows on Disney Plus as of late. There's been some diamonds in the rough with some stuff that I enjoyed from Marvel and a couple of things from Star Wars, Pixar, and stuff like that. But it's like you already know, I am not a fan of the majority of the live action remakes. I think they should stop doing them. There's been some that I enjoyed, like, Cinderella, The Jungle Book, Little Mermaid, but there's been a majority of them that I feel don't even hold a candle to the original, like Aladdin or Beauty and the Beast, Lion King, Alice in Wonderland. The list goes on and on. So, first hearing that they were going to do a remake of Lilo and Stitch, I'm like, why? Just why? Lilo and Stitch is one of my favorite Disney films, and I really didn't want them to touch that. But I shouldn't be surprised because, I feel like this is a film that they were going to get to at some point. Just, I was dreading the day. Um, Initially, this was supposed to actually be a Disney Plus exclusive film, so it wasn't even going to go to theaters. It was originally supposed to go to Disney Plus, but I guess they changed their mind, and then now this is going to be a theatrical release. So I'm like, okay, I guess that means that they do have faith in whatever they're doing with this live action remake. But I felt like we went through a similar thing with Moana 2 not too long ago, because that initially was supposed to be a streaming show on Disney Plus, but then they turned it into a theatrical release, and apparently that's gotten mixed results from the audience and critics. Though it did make a lot of money, it made $1 billion because it is Moana and people are excited to be back in the world. So, I mean, I didn't hate Moana. I thought it was fine, but definitely wasn't the quality of the first film. But regardless, I was really worried about this remake because, as I said, Lilo and Stitch, I love the original, and I just really don't want them to mess this up. I really don't. Because Stitch is I think, is one of the best properties that Disney's ever done. And it's like, I feel like this is a movie that it shouldn't be too hard to make if they're going to do a remake of it. It's a very relatable, simple story, and it's one of the more unique properties that Disney has. It's like it's very, very special, and it was very successful too. Like it had, obviously had the original movie did really well, and then it spin off to they have uh move two spin-off movies and a TV show. That TV show is actually really good, and then they made another straight to video sequel, Lilo and Stitch 2, Stitch Has a Glitch, which that was fine. I didn't mind that too, but like obviously Stitch is a big hit when it comes to the kids, families, and stuff like that. Very toyetic as well. Stitch is very cute, so there's a lot of potential they could do with bringing Stitch to for a new generation. So I really hope they don't mess this up too much. I'm not expecting a lot from it, as I am with a lot of other remakes, but just hoping for the best at this point. But first, when they first revealed live action Stitch, that's when I actually started to get a little hope for it because the CGI on Stitch looked really good, and they didn't try to deviate too hard from how he originally looked in the original movie. Like this looks like how Stitch would look in live action. He's cute, he's fluffy, like he looks very recognizable. He acts like how he's supposed to. So I'm like, oh, okay. Looks like they're actually trying to put more effort into this. Um, so pretty much all that they've been releasing is like these 30-second footage of Stitch doing antics and stuff like that. Very similar to how they did with the original movies marketing, like him like wreaking havoc in other like Disney movies and stuff like that, which I thought was very creative on their part as far as the marketing. So they went through a similar strategy with that, with Stitch just, just causing mayhem, being playful and stuff like that. So I liked what they were doing with that so far. But yeah, we've just been waiting for a full trailer. That's what I really want to see. Just to see how Stitch and all the rest of the cast is, and how he interacts with live action environment. I've been waiting to see actual like full footage from the film and actually seeing how the rest of the cast is. But I feel just as important as them getting Stitch right, what's just as important, if not more, is who they would cast as Lilo. I think that was very important for them to get that right, because Lilo will help carry this movie along with Stitch, obviously, because they're the title characters. But I feel like whatever little kid they get for Lilo is crucial for them to get the right person for that. And we already know there's a stigma when it comes to child actors over the many years, but I feel like there's been an improvement with child actors recently over the past decade. I feel like they've gotten a lot better. So I'm sure whoever they will choose will be fine, hopefully. But who they decided to get was Maya Kealoha. I've never heard of this child actor. I think this is probably her biggest movie that she's going to be in. I saw some interviews with her, and she looks very adorable. She's funny, So she has some charisma to her for her age. So I'm thinking, okay, I think this movie possibly will be in good hands. And yes, I heard about the controversy with Nani, this casting. They're saying that she's not dark enough to play Nani, which I thought was freaking ridiculous. I'm like, why are we being colorist again? Like, you just can't escape it. Not only from Disney, but other studios having to deal with people complaining about that. So I'm like, it's whatever. It's whatever. But regardless, I was so excited to see what they were going to do in this full trailer, and it finally was released. And I gotta say, I love this trailer. It like this trailer actually got me excited to see a live action remake again. I'm actually getting excited to see a live action remake. I haven't felt this way in a long time because a lot of them have really disappointed me. But like, this really feels like, the people behind this actually care about the property and actually want to do it justice. And I think it also helps that one of the original directors for the for the original movies actually helping to work on this as well. So you already have somebody that's familiar with Stitch, so to help to keep the essence of it, but also doing a modern spin on it, doing some changes here and there, so it doesn't feel like a complete rehash. And that's the one thing that I'm impressed with the most with this trailer, because it doesn't look like it's a complete rehash of the original movie. Like it follows similar beats, but it doesn't look like it's just trying to copy shot for shot what the original did. Like, it looks like it's going to go have its own direction, and like the dynamics are a little bit different, the characters are a little bit different from the animated one, but still you recognize that these other characters. Stitch is a little bit more energetic and leaning a little bit more towards the slapstick, which I don't mind, because Stitch did that in the original movie. But I don't know, it feels like it's striking that perfect balance, of keeping the spirit of the original, but also doing something new. And that's the philosophy I feel all these Disney live action remakes need to do. That's how they need to approach it. So if for the first time in a long time, it feels like they might actually, they might actually get this right. Now, once again, I'm not trying to get my expectations too high, because the live action remakes have had great trailers before. and when I watch the movie, I end up being disappointed. So I don't want to overhype myself. I still want to keep, I want to have reasonable expectations going in. But I don't know. There really isn't anything in this trailer that I like disliked or had like red flags over. You know, um, one thing I did want to say about who they casted for Cobra Bubbles, Courtney B. Vance. Looks like he's doing a different interpretation of Cobra Bubbles than the original movie. I know a lot of people wanted Ving Rhames to come back and reprise his role, which I would have been cool with, because it feels like Cobra Bubbles' character was actually made after him, so I think it would have fit perfectly. But if they wanted to go in a different direction, or Vin Rhames was probably busy doing the Mission Impossible movies while they were making this, so who knows? But I'm interested to see how Courtney B. Vance's interpretation of Cobra will be, and then Pleakley being Pleakley being played by Billy Magnuson, and then Jumba being played by Zach Galifianakis. That's very interesting casting. I'm interested to see do how they will do in the movie. We get a little glimpse of what Pleakley's design looks like, and it looks really good too. Hopefully, Jumba's like alien design looks good, look just as good as Stitch and Pleakley. It looks like they're going to be disguised as humans with holograms. I guess they did. Let's be honest, they probably did that for cost-cutting measure, because it'll be too expensive to have Jumba and Pleakley as aliens the entire time. But I think this is a clever way for them to disguise themselves, because like in the original movie, they just put on some human clothes and a mustache and wig, and people didn't instantly recognize that they were aliens. So like I think this is like a smart way of them disguising themselves, like actually using holograms to actually make them look like humans. It actually makes more sense in this live action setting, so I don't mind it. And once again, I don't think this movie has like a huge budget, so whatever they got to do to work around that, it's fine as long as the story is good. But yeah, like the themes of family and you know loneliness or feeling different, it feels like those themes are still striking hard in this movie, and I really, really appreciate that. To go back to Maya as Lilo, she looks like she's going to steal this movie. She is so adorable. She looks so great. The chemistry that I'm already seeing with her and Stitch, it's like it just looks so good. It feels like she's been acting for a long time. It's like she seems very charismatic for her age, and she seems like she's going to be a natural in here. So I can't wait to see how she does as Lilo. I think she's going to be great. Nani looks great too. Um, yeah, I like a lot of what I'm seeing with this trailer, and like I almost forget that there's going to be a Snow White movie coming out before this. Like I'm almost like, screw the Snow White movie, can we just get Lilo and Stitch? Like I really think this is going to be a hit. I think it's going to make a lot of money at the box office. I like, we shouldn't be surprised if this movie ends up making $1 billion. Like this trailer like hit for a lot of people. A lot of people even really enjoyed this. Even people that were skeptical of the remakes, they saw this trailer and they were like, "Oh, this actually looks good." So I think families are going to come in droves to see this. So there's a lot of potential with this. I hope they stick the landing. Man, I'm actually looking forward to a live action remake. Who would have thought? But those are my thoughts on the official trailer for Lilo and Stitch live action remake. What did you guys think about it? Do you guys like what you're seeing so far? You like how Stitch looks? You like the who they casted for Lilo and Nani and Cobra Bubbles? How do you feel the effects are in this movie? Do you think it's striking a good balance of keeping the essence of the original while also doing something new, doing some changes here and there? Do you think this has the potential to make $1 billion? Do you think this has the potential to be one of the best live action remakes? Or does this still keep you skeptical about how good the quality is going to be? Comment your thoughts down below and let me know.